Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Barely Bookish podcast. Today, we are continuing on with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe with my cousin Allison.
Hello.
We are starting with Chapter 7, A Day with the Beavers. So, the Robin is fully flown out of sight at this point, and they realize that they are, in fact, completely lost.
I mean, they
No idea
trusted
where they're
this
at.
Robin just based on how vibrant it was or something.
Yeah.
They were like, Robin's
They're
always
like, seems
seemed
like a good
legit.
vibe.
Yeah, they're like, it checks out. They seem like the most trustworthy bird. Which
Truly,
I agree.
truly.
I agree. I think they probably might be. Maybe an eagle, just, being an American.
Yeah.
I trust that eagle.
Yeah, with your life.
I'm
obviously.
a patriot.
Yep. So then there's like a beaver in the corner and keeps like motioning for them to come closer. And they're like, are we really about to like trust this beaver dog or what's up with that? So we find out that the beaver is a friend of Tumnus and he's going to take them to Aslan.
But not before
okay,
Susan says, let's go home. Again.
Yeah. Honestly, fair. It's cold. It's winter. I'd also want to go home.
I just said, Susan, please shut up.
Yeah.
Respectfully, shut your mouth.
Susan, always willing to go home.
Yes.
So, yeah. Beaver brings them over to his house.
Not sketchy
and
at all.
Everyone... Yeah, literally everyone is just willing to go to anybody's house at this point.
Right. Oh, but he does show them the hanky that Lucy gave Tumnus. So
yeah,
that does kind of help,
I guess,
legitimize the situation, I suppose.
He could have stole it, but
But we just trust any talking animal, which we do learn is probably a good way to go for the most part.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. Maybe not. It's a 50-50 shot, I guess, just like the real world.
Hope and a prayer, apparently.
Yeah.
So everyone is complimenting him on his ability to build a dam, which is really cute in my opinion.
When he's looking at them like, hey, isn't it nice?
Yeah. I just imagine it as like, have you ever been to someone's house and they built like a piece of furniture or something and it's like hanging together by a thread and it does not look good, but you can't be like, ugh. So you have to be like, wow, it's so well built. So stunning. I love what you did with this. That wood varnish is so good.
Yep, exactly. It's kind of like when, I don't know, like, that like stereotype of when your partner does like the dishes or something and they're like, see, I did it.
Uh-huh.
Look.
Yeah.
Can I have a compliment? Praise me.
Yep.
But it's funny. It was so cute. The way it's written is cute too. Like, he looked at you like, what do you think?
Yeah. We find out that Edmund is still planning to turn everyone into the queen, and I'm like, what a dirtbag. What an a-hole.
Yep.
So when they get to the house, we find out that Mrs. Beaver has been sewing, which is super cute.
Precious woman. I love her.
Love that. I visualize this in my head as like a one-room house, like a studio, basically. I don't imagine that there's any other room, so I just imagine her like at the dining table sewing away and then having to put her sewing machine away whenever she wants to like make food.
It's kind of giving Hagrid's hut in my brain.
Yeah.
Which I feel like that's kind of what it looks like in the movie. It's hard because I just watched the movie right before I watched this, just coincidentally, so that doesn't really help me, but
yeah. I did not see this. I don't remember this scene at all. Like, we're past the parts of my memory, so.
See, that's why I was like, how? When we were watching this, and Mike was remembering stuff that the beavers said, and I was like, I didn't even know there were beavers in this movie. Like, I totally forgot about it. I mean, obviously I had seen it before,
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I don't remember any of this movie. I remember like the lamppost, obviously, and like a little bit of the White Witch, and the triggering parts, probably. No, I'm just kidding. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember like the big highlights,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like pulling out of his brain things that the beavers were saying or whatever. So that's why I was like, what do you mean? Yeah, I didn't know. I did not remember beavers at all.
So after that, Mr. Beaver decides to go ice fishing for dinner. And like morally, I have some issues with this because like what draws the line between creatures being able to speak and not humanoid creatures? Because like I don't know if I could ever eat anything again. Like I'd feel like I'd have to become a vegetarian very quickly.
So you're like, you wish you knew if the fish could talk? Maybe the fish can talk too. The trees can
Yeah, if the
talk.
fish, I'm telling you right now, if the fish could talk, vegetarian.
Actually, I don't know if the
Like,
trees talk. I think the trees just listen and do things. I don't think that we've.
I don't
I don't think
know.
they. I don't think they speak. As of now, in this recording, I'm like a quarter of the way through the next book. I'm reading them
Mhm.
in publication order, and we talk about the
Yeah.
trees a lot. Feels like there's something
Mm.
special about them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'd be kind of weird to fish a talking fish and then eat it. I don't know.
Yeah. Like, they don't say the fish could talk, but, like, I don't know where that line is drawn yet. So I'm very uncomfortable. Because, like, we know that, like, all the animals can talk. So, like, deer
I don't
can
think the
talk.
bird. I don't think the bird talked though.
I don't know if it wasn't talking or it just didn't say, like, I don't know if it can't talk or if it just didn't say anything because the beaver didn't talk until they were in the clearing either.
That's true. I guess that's true.
Yeah. Like,
In the second, I'm reading Prince Caspian, this second in publication order, and there's a
mm,
talking mouse. So I don't know where we draw the line.
yeah.
That's a good point. I did not think about that. That
Yeah.
is a little weird. A
Yeah.
little weird.
I I mean, yeah.
Maybe they're
I feel
all
like people are,
vegetarian. Oh no, they're eating fish. Never mind.
yeah,
Never mind. That just completely fell apart right after I said it.
it's fine.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm just I feel like I can't get too deep into the thought experiment because then I'll revert to being a vegetarian again. And I don't really want to do that
Well,
because I already have meal prepped food.
true. Wait till you finish that and then become a vegetarian again. Just kidding. You could.
Vegetarian's a lot of work. I can't have a gluten allergy, a garlic allergy, an onion allergy, and then also be a vegetarian. Like I have to pick a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah, pick one and stick to it, man. Stop adding to
Yeah,
your
truly.
problems. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, I mean, obviously the animals that talk are, they're supposed to look a little different. I feel like they say things like, maybe I'm mixing up my books, but I feel like they look a little less, like they said that they could tell on their face too.
Yeah,
I'm not explaining
I
that
don't
well.
know.
Like I feel like there's a vibe. So maybe there's some that
Yeah,
like don't, that are more wild, and some that are
yeah.
not. Or maybe
I don't
mixing up my
know.
books. I think
We also have Mr. Beaver drinking beer, which I think is wild because that implies that there are animals that are like own breweries. There is a grocery store somewhere.
Yeah. Well, he could be making his
Like,
own. You never know.
I guess.
He might
I
be
never
making his
know.
own. He might be one of those
But there's
guys
like
that
a
has a little
store.
fermentation thing going on in his basement that
Yeah.
his midlife crisis project.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think it's interesting that that implies there is breweries somewhere.
It'd be wild, dude. Drinking with a
The
bear.
Narnia adult retelling through the roof, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Is it just the magicians maybe?
I don't know. I don't think we know enough about this world, and honestly, by the end of the book, you don't know a ton about the world either. It
Yeah.
really kind of gets
I
wrapped
mean,
up
you
pretty
can't,
quickly here.
yeah, I feel like you can't bog kids down with that either.
Yeah, they were just like, Beer, cool.
Yeah, whatever. Parents drink beer. This beaver can drink beer. Don't know how his liver does, but whatever.
I mean, animals can drink alcohol. Just
I know they have like
should
special
they?
animal
No.
alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I know there's like cat wine that has like catnip or something in it, I think.
Oh my gosh, speaking of, I just watched Shrek 2 recently.
Mm-hmm.
Again, of course I've seen it before, but in Shrek 2, when Puss in Boots gets handcuffed and they find catnip on him, I
I still have to see
died.
that new Puss in Boots movie.
I did not see that. Honestly, the Shrek franchise is so strong. I read something once, and I have not fact checked myself, but it was something like that. It was like a feeder project for. It was like the trash project they didn't think was going to succeed at DreamWorks. So if you were like demoted, you got put on the Shrek project, and then it ended up being like
Funny?
so funny and so good. And anyway, this isn't really relevant. I just thought that was so funny this weekend. And then he gets like pepper sprayed with like pepper
Yeah.
mill. That's not important. I don't know why I have to share that, but I was correcting
It's
them.
important, I think. The Shrek franchise is something that will live in my dreams forever.
Dude, Shrek 1 or Shrek 2?
Yes, I love all of them.
No, but
I'm gonna be
which? You gotta
honest.
pick. You gotta pick which is better, just between the first two.
Which one is the one that has no, Shrek 2 because that's the one where Prince Charming tries to
Yeah.
marry Fiona. Yeah, the reason that one will stay in my head forever is because we had the special disc with the like the
Karaoke?
what?
With the karaoke?
No, we had the one with print the Fairy Idol
Yes,
CD, so
yes,
you could
and
like pick
Simon Cowell.
contestants.
Simon Cowell was
Yeah,
on it. It wasn't karaoke, that's what it is. It's like American Idol. Oh my gosh.
yeah,
My brother and I used to play with that too. This is so
yeah.
not important to what we're talking about.
It's fine. It's whatever.
Yeah, that was the best bonus feature ever. We actually played that.
Yeah, we played that constantly.
Dude, Shrek 2
Like
wins.
every time we saw the movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pinocchio
like I love
saying
Shrek 1.
Mr. Roboto. I remember that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I didn't know there was like an original version of I Need a Hero besides the Fairy Godmother's version for a
Girl.
while when I was little. I don't know. But I heard the original and I was like,
Well, the reason I ask this is because Mike and I get not into an argument, but we get into a disagreement about which Shrek is better every time we watch it, and then I'm like, Shrek 2.
Yeah.
Number 2. No, it's but
Number
really
2.
I think the second one is so much funnier, and then every time we watch it, after we finish the second one, he's like, okay, that one's better. But like every time we start it, he's like, no, the original. No.
I think
I mean, they're both
they
great.
like,
They're both great.
yeah. I think what happened is number 2, they were like, you know what, you guys know what you're doing. Go for it. Like number 1, they were a little more reserved with it, but like it's an ogre in a swamp. You don't have to be any sort of serious with it.
So funny. So unrelated to
So
what we were
funny.
talking about, but so funny.
It's fine. But we're on to chapter 8.
Okay.
What happened after dinner? So we find out that Tumnus was in fact taken away by the police. And now we're like getting more background into Narnia. So we find out that Aslan is the king of the woods.
They do the rhyme that you don't like.
Yep, another rhyme that I hate. So there's supposedly no way that she'll be able to stand against Aslan, but I'm like, if that's the case, why is she still alive?
Wait. Oh, the witch. The witch.
Yeah.
Um.
That's just like one of my pet peeves when they're like, there's no way she can stand against him. And I'm like, then why is she still here?
Well, there's like a theme of Aslan comes and goes.
Yeah.
He's not always there. I don't think that that's. Well, they explain that.
I know. It's just a personal pet peeve of mine.
But I think
Where
this
they're
is
like-
drawing on to the Bible of like Christ returning to
Yeah,
save
probably.
humanity. In this case,
Yeah.
Narnians.
hmm It's just like one of those storytelling pet peeves that I have, to be honest.
This is for children.
Yep, it's fine.
Oh, and then Susan says again how she wishes they did not come.
Yep. Because Susan's like, I really just don't want to be here, actually.
She's definitely fainted heart a little bit. A little bit.
A little bit. A
A little bit.
little bit. So then they decide to, that they're going to go, well, basically, Mr. Beaver tells them that everyone's going to go meet Aslan tomorrow at the stone table, and it's going to be great. Then we find out that the queen is daughter of Lilith, and that she's, which is Adam's first wife. Which, like, all I know is that that's like so controversial because like some Bibles don't have that in there, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, this is
Like,
not something I was like, oh, that's the direction we're going with the story. Interesting.
yeah, yeah, because I know it's included in some and not all of them. So,
Yeah, they definitely. I mean, it helps for the story's purpose,
mhm,
but makes it a little
yeah,
confusing. But it does kind of help when you're thinking about like I said, for the story's purpose, because she looks like a human.
mhm, yeah,
So at least she's described that way.
yeah.
Just like kind of
So,
creepy
but we
looking.
find out that she's a djinn apparently.
Right.
So there's that.
Yeah.
Um, and then so then we find out that there's this whole Care Parvel
Hmm.
castle, and it has 4 thrones and a whole prophecy about 4 human rulers, 2 sons of Adam, 2 daughters of Eve, which is just that.
You hate that.
Just-
They're going with the Bible, dude.
I know, I know. I just like I want it to be consistent so bad,
Yeah,
so
but
bad.
think about like this is at a third grade reading level or something, and
I
then
know.
being like reading about Susan, daughter of Eve, and Thor, son of Odin. Like like it just cannot be like that all the time. They're gonna miss the point.
I know. I need to get over it, but like I'm holding on to it too much.
If this was
I'm
a
expecting
story
more.
not for children, I'd be on board. But you know what? We're
Yeah,
just gonna let it go.
I know.
I'm gonna let it go.
I have to accept that it's for kids,
Yeah,
which is fine.
what is the reading level for this book? Hold on. I want to
I
know
don't know.
what grade level it's meant for.
I'm assuming like 3rd to 5th grade reading level, like late.
Yeah, I was thinking third grade in my brain, but let's see. Oh, fifth grade. Okay, apparently I have no idea
Hmm.
what reading level is appropriate.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because there's murder, light murder, like some killing.
True, but I was reading Harry Potter. I read the fourth Harry Potter. I remember in fourth grade, and that did that did rock my world a little bit in a very sad way.
Yeah,
That was the first book I cried to. I was like, "Oh my God, Cedric! What?"
yeah.
So, yeah, maybe that is appropriate, but it's not graphic.
No, it's not too bad.
Wow, I did not know that. Okay, so fifth grade for this book.
While they're all listening to the beaver, they realize that Edmund has fully gone missing at this point. And then everyone's like, when's the last time we saw Edmund? The beaver says that Edmund has definitely gone to the witch at this point and betrayed everyone, which is a bold statement. Never mind that it's true, but a very bold claim
I was
to
saying
make.
the same thing. I'm like, you don't know him.
Yeah.
He's
I
right,
was like, he
but you
could have
don't
gone
know
inside
him.
P. Literally.
I thought the
I'm
same
like,
thing. I was like, geez. Let's just rip
what a
him
choice
apart.
to decide that he didn't go out to pee, that instead he betrayed his entire family.
Yeah, what was his reasoning for that? He was just like, oh yeah, he definitely
I don't know if there was one
he
besides
like
just
backs it up.
vibes.
He's like,
Oh, he said, oh, then he like had a look about him
yeah,
that everybody in Narnia would recognize at this point.
he's gone. Yeah, looking. The moment I set eyes on that brother of yours, I said to myself, treacherous. I get it. Like, I feel like a first impression is powerful, but I was like,
Mhm.
uh, oh, he can see it in his eyes that he had eaten her food. And the fact is that he said that, and then the siblings are like, "Yeah, you're probably right. Let's go." They're like, "Edmund does kind of suck. You're probably right."
Yeah. So then the beaver's like, listen, our only hope is Aslan. Don't try and go after Edmund. He's gonna be fine because he's bait, which is a bold, bold choice. But
Once
it's fine.
again, also accurate.
Yeah. So then they all decide to leave because they're sure that the witch is on her way at this point. And then we are on to chapter 9 in the witch's house. Let me make sure that I don't miss anything. Yes, okay. So, chapter 9 in the witch's house. So, Edmund has definitely heard where they would meet Aslan and left to go tell the witch because he's like, this is important and I'm going to sneak out. And the way that he sneaks out is he just slowly backs up. And I'm like, how is nobody noticing?
Well, they're being told about Aslan, and
Mm-hmm.
that's supposed I mean, they take the time to express how everybody feels about it, which in the previous chapter about when they hear his name,
Mm-hmm.
even though they've never heard of him before. And obviously it's like a callback. I keep saying obviously, it's not obvious, but
Mm-hmm.
it shows like how each of them, like what each of their relationships with their faith is. And so they're all kind of wrapped
Yeah.
up in their feelings there. So I could see where it's like you wouldn't even notice because you're hearing about something that's supposed to be
Yeah.
so amazing and awesome, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Then we're like on his journey. He has no coat. The sun is setting. It's cold as shit. Um and he's just like falling down, getting super scraped up,
He
you
did not think
know.
this through, but he's acting
No.
on temptation, right?
Yeah.
So he's not thinking.
What's that whole joke about like the road to hell is paved with good intentions? Isn't that it?
I don't know,
Isn't
but
that
seems
This is
legit.
not paved with good intention. This is paved with like a series of red flags showing him how wrong he is, and he's like, seems fine.
Well, you know, like he's like the Beaver said, he's got that look to him or whatever. He's tasted the temptation, the sin, or whatever. So he's just thinking,
Yeah.
basing all his actions on temptation, which of course C.S. Lewis is trying to teach a lesson right now.
Hmm. So he gets to the house after having almost died multiple times. Um, and when he gets there, he sees this entire like stone courtyard of different creatures. And then in that, he sees a stone lion and audibly said, who could be afraid of Aslan when he's already stone? And I'm like, ugh,
He's
maybe don't do that.
he's just like not thinking straight. It's so funny too. Like on the way there, you see him. He talks out loud to try to reason with himself, and
Yeah,
you just see him rationalize like the most
random
poorly thought
stuff.
out plan, and
Yeah.
and
He's like, this is a
he's
good
like,
idea.
she seems like she's fine. I'm
Yeah.
not
She seems
worried.
like she's great. Yeah. No sweat, no stress.
Yeah, that was kind of funny. And then but then what does he do to the little lion? Isn't it to the lion?
He draws a
He
mustache on it.
draws a mustache on it. That is in the movie. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about the movie that much, but that is in the
Mhm.
movie, and I was like, that was a weird add-in. And then it was in the book. Like, what? I mean, he
Yeah,
is a
and like,
child, but
yeah. He also draws like little glasses, but where did he even get a marker?
he just had. What did they say he had? He had like a piece of charcoal in his pocket or something.
Yeah. How did he have that? Like, where did it even come from?
Dude,
So random.
I don't know. And then he was like thinking
So,
about what he was going to do when he was king. He's just such a fool.
yeah. Yeah. Like, what an idiot. So then he gets to the door, and once he's at the door, he sees this wolf, and he's like, yeah, that's definitely a statue. Attempts to step over it, wakes the wolf up, and the wolf is like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What's happening? And then he's like, go tell the witch that I'm here. I have news about my siblings.
Can you imagine how much that would scare the shit out of you?
Oh, I would have peed myself right then and there. Absolutely not.
Like he's apparently around what would we say 10? Um,
Yeah.
excuse me, what? Like he's a
Yeah.
wolf.
Yeah. I fully would need so much therapy after my interactions here.
Hey, you know what? I want to raise resilient kids that go through some stressful situations, but they are refugees from a war to begin with.
Yeah.
And then we end up in this place, we get kidnapped, now we're being hunted. The only person that they knew
Literally.
slash trust or fond that they knew or trusted just freaking gone.
Yeah. He
Ridiculous.
gets fed food that has like literal drugs in it.
Yes, it's really kind of dark. It's not that dark,
Yeah.
but a little bit.
A little bit. When you think about it, it starts getting a little dark.
Yeah, but face value as a child, I probably would have been like, oh no, she's evil.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Apparently, I
Maybe I
wasn't a
shouldn't
deep
eat food
thinker.
from strangers.
I was not a deep thinker at that age, so not that I'm so
So
deep now.
I know. Yeah, I've probably become a deep thinker since I started this podcast. I'm gonna be so real.
Well, you have to. I mean, you're taking notes on everything that you read and everything, so
Yeah.
you're forcing yourself to think a little beyond the pages here.
Plus, now that I have a lot of guests that are like more worldly than I am, I'm like seeing things where I never would have saw things before, which is kind of nice because I feel like it's opening my eyes a lot more.
Yeah, you got
So
to surround
that's
yourself
been
with
fun.
all different kinds of people.
Yeah.
Learn all different kinds of things. It does
Yeah, I love
change
it
the lens quite a bit.
for sure. So then Edmund goes up with the queen and's like, "You can find everyone at this address. They're also gonna go meet Aslan, and that will be at this address." So
He really does completely give them up. And then every time,
yeah,
oh, it was crazy. I do have to say though, it was so funny when he came back to the witch and he was like, "She's gonna be so excited," and she was like, "Fool!" Slaps him like. She like
yeah,
immediately turns on him. Like obviously she's not a good person. She's
hmm,
evil, but it's just one of those things where it was so funny that that visual of him being like, "Love me,
yeah,
accept me," and pow.
yeah. She's like, "It's gonna be so great. She's gonna be so happy that I'm here and love me indefinitely." And then the witch is like, "That's disgusting. You're a wretched creature."
Yeah, doesn't she slap him, or is that in the movie?
Yeah, she slaps him.
Okay.
Or I think the dwarf also slaps him and kicks him in a couple times. Like, absolutely wild.
It's so funny. He's so not smart, dude. I don't understand. I mean, he's a child. He's a child. I gotta remind
Yeah.
myself that he is very, very young.
Mm-hmm.
But man, seeking approval from her was definitely not the right route.
Yeah. So then we are on to chapter 10. The spell begins to break. So everyone's starting to rush to like get out of there, except Mrs. Beaver, who is just like calmly packing up food, putting like her photo albums into her bag. And Mr. Beaver's like, "We need to go. We need to get out of here." And Mrs. Beaver's like, "Well, we have plenty of time. It's fine. Like, it'll take them at least 20 more minutes to get here. So
And what
we have
does
like
she
20
go back
minutes."
for?
What?
What does she try to go back for? The sewing machine.
Her sewing machine. I was like, Queen. Queen energy. Made me
Yes,
laugh.
she does have queen energy. She's hilarious. I just want to hold her. She's so sweet.
Yeah.
And then she's bringing like
I'm like,
tea
fair
and sugar
enough.
and
Yeah.
oh, I
Like, I
love it.
feel that as an overpacker, honestly. I'm like, maybe I will need 16 pairs of underwear for my 2-day trip. I don't know.
Yeah, like in case you just get violently ill.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I just pee my pants 10 times.
Isn't that like definitely like the rationale you give yourself? You're like, you never
Yeah.
know. Something terrible
Yeah.
could happen to me. She definitely does not have a capsule wardrobe, I'll tell you what.
Yeah. Dude, my weekend trip to Michigan, I packed so many clothes I didn't wear because I was like, I'm going to work out every day. And then, and the only thing I forgot was like cold weather clothes. Like I did not have anything nice for cold weather. And the one really cold day is the day Grandma wanted to go to church. And I was like, well,
I'm trying so hard to be a better, lighter packer, but it is so hard when you're going on a trip that requires. It's honestly the shoes get you because sometimes you're doing active things and sometimes you're not, or like you have a fancy event to go to or whatever. That's what gets you, the shoes.
Yeah.
And like all types of weather, of course, it's hard. I feel like something like that, you have to have a lot of layers. But Mrs. Beaver doesn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
She's overpacking.
For sure. So they finally get on the road after basically pushing Mrs. Beaver out of her own home.
So cute.
So cute.
Protect her
and
at all costs.
Truly. They like hustle, make it like pretty far away. Lucy's trying to fall asleep on this journey. She's like sleepwalking. And then out the blue, Mr. Beaver just like goes into a hole in the ground. And Lucy was right behind him and is like, yeah, I've never been more awake than watching him go into this hole, trying to figure out if he actually did go into the hole.
Yeah, I definitely thought that was like we just follow anybody anywhere at this point.
Truly.
And then they give them something to drink.
Yeah, straight whiskey.
Yeah, I was like, oh, all right, whatever. Probably would warm them up.
Yeah. So the next morning, they wake up to jingle bells, and Santa's there. So that's cool.
Yeah, weird twist on this one. I don't really know what Santa is doing in this whole series, but like Christmas comes up in Narnia. Like I don't.
Yeah.
You've listened to the Potterless podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
When he talks about like Easter and Christmas in the Wizarding world,
yeah,
that's kind of what I'm thinking here. Like, at what point do we draw the line? I'm confused.
Yeah, because like, I know that there's like this whole thing about like Saint Nick, where he's like a saint.
Yeah,
but they call him like Father Christmas. And I'm like, the weird thing to me is like everybody's got magic, pretty much. Some magic's great, some magic's not. Like I saw this whole post about how in Harry Potter, Jesus would be the worst witch. Because like, oh, you can turn water to wine, everybody can do that. That's all you got. Like
hey, he also cured some diseases and things.
Every wizard can do that.
But can they all rise from the dead without a Horcrux?
Yeah. I just think it's funny. I don't know. It's very random, I felt like, for Santa just to be a dude chilling.
And I don't...
Like, Father Christmas.
I mean, like, obviously... There we go again, saying obviously again. It's not obvious, but... Mm-hmm. I know that the gifts he gives them, I know we're not there yet, but he gives them gifts that are obviously important to the storyline as you read on. But was that the way that they had to receive those?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm missing
I feel like it's a little hokey.
Here. Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like it's just too perfect. Like it just pushes the story along a little too much. Like I feel like we could have done something else here to get them these weapons that they need.
It's just like weird flex that it's Santa, that's all.
Yeah. So Santa gives Peter a shield and sword. Susan gets a bow and quiver, which she never uses in this book. Fun fact.
Oh, I don't know if you noticed that.
She never uses it. And like Santa gives it to her and specifically is like, try not to use this. Because it's a very true shot. So heads up. Which is like a choice.
He was like, don't worry, you silly woman, you will not be fighting.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm like, why did Susan even get a weapon then?
Yeah, it is kind of a weird thing. But there's probably something deeper meaning to it that, I'm missing, of course.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I need to consult a priest and be like, why? Tell me why.
No, I want to talk to you about a different book. Not the Bible, but...
Have you read Narnia?
You read the first Narnia.
I honestly don't know if it's Catholicism this is based off of or just general Christianity, so I'm not really sure where to go.
I think. Well, let me see. I mean,
What
because
religion is C.S. Lewis?
Catholics are Christians, but Christians are not necessarily
Yeah.
Catholics. Okay, so just Christian. It says Christian. He became a member of the Church of England, somewhat to the
Yeah.
disappointment of Tolkien, who had hoped he would join the Catholic Church. This is from Wikipedia, a
Oh,
very scholarly source.
I trust it. He
There's
wanted
supposed
those
to be
divorces.
there's supposed to be a it's supposed to be an interesting story how he became Christian though, because something about he was trying to avoid having a denomination and then he ended up becoming Christian.
Hmm.
He wanted those divorces. Does he have a divorce? No.
I know. That's just why the Church of England
This is
was.
sad. He got married and then she died like 4 years later.
Oh, that sucks.
Wait, did he die then or? Oh, he got married very late in life.
Huh.
Okay, we don't have time for this. I am down the rabbit hole. Okay.
It's fine.
So Christian, we know at least he's Christian. It's like Anglican is
Yeah.
what they're saying on here, I think.
Okay. So Lucy, though, gets a healing potion and a dagger. So, like, the most important things are this sword that Peter gets and Lucy's potion.
And
And then he's
Edmund gets
like,
coal. I'm just kidding.
pretty much. Edmund doesn't get shit. They're not, he doesn't even say, like, give this to your brother, like, nothing.
Yeah, which kind of made me sad, but also,
It'd be
he
like that.
kind of deserves it.
Also, apparently, Santa can see the future, so that's interesting.
Oh, and then he gives out a cup of tea to everybody because that's what Father Christmas
Oh, and, like, a
does.
whole little meal, too.
So
A
cute.
fancy little meal.
I
They get
kind of like
sandwiches, I
that.
think.
I like that Santa's in it in a way because it's just sort of unhinged. Like, what is he doing here?
It's just so random.
I don't feel like. Is there any deeper symbolism on this? I'm gonna look up.
I feel like someone's probably done, like, an article on it.
Someone's gonna come at you and be like, "You shouldn't have had her on here. She doesn't know anything about this story." Apparently, he symbolizes the benevolence and bounty that Christianity has to offer. Okay, I'll take that.
Okay. Sure, it's fine.
Just like think it could have been done in a different way, but I kind of love that Santa's like, I live in Narnia.
Yeah, just chilling.
I love that. Okay,
Yeah.
whatever. Could it have been done differently? Yeah, but
Whatever.
why not? Why not Jingle Bells out here?
Yeah.
I like it.
So the thing that about them not that Susan and Lucy can't be in war, and he's like, it's a terrible thing when women have to be in war. I'm like,
but battles are ugly when women fight. That's what he says.
I'm like, battles are always ugly, period, but okay.
It's a different time, man. Different time.
And then we got chapter 11, Aslan is near. My favorite thing about the way I wrote this, though, is I always put it as CH period 11 during this recording. So it looks like it says chill, Aslan is near.
Chill.
And it makes me laugh a little. Chill.
Chill, bro.
Makes me laugh a little.
Yeah.
So
Kinda
the
works.
witch is being an absolute asshole to Edmund now.
Silence, fool!
Yeah.
She says that.
She's calling him a fool and an idiot.
He said, please, more Turkish delight. And she goes, silence,
gets
fool! Smacks him. No, I don't think she smacks him again.
Yeah.
She definitely does hit him at one point, though, I swear.
Mm-hmm.
I don't swear, because I can't find it in here fast enough, but...
No, she definitely does. And then she gives him some dry bread and a bowl of water. She makes like a dwarf bring it out to him. And then calls him a brat. And then tells him if he doesn't eat it, he's gonna regret it. And that she'll like kill him. And he's like, my life is so hard. I struggle so. So then, while this whole thing's happening, she tells the wolf to go to the beaver's house, kill everyone. And he says this she says this right in front of Edmund, and he doesn't say a single thing about it. Like, there's no internal monologue, nothing.
I know that Edmund has a character arc. We know this.
Yeah.
But he really has to fall hard, dude.
Yeah. He's in the gutter at this point.
I mean, it's probably out of fear, and as we need to keep reminding ourselves, he's a child. But if you were going to kill my brother, I only have one sibling, so if you were going to kill my brother, I don't think I would be okay with that.
No.
I wouldn't just be like, sounds good. I'm terrified. I mean, I don't know. At least say something.
Like, if I was chilling and a witch is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna murder your siblings, I think I'd cut her. I would actually just commit a murder. This story would end a lot faster.
I don't know what I would do at age 10. If that's even his age. We don't even know. But
yeah,
I would like to imagine I'd at least sass her. Like, sass her, man.
Yeah, something. Defend your siblings at least a little bit.
She's... I just don't understand. She's like, go kill them. Kill them all!
Yeah, and he's like, la 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 la
like,
la.
oh, shit. That sucks.
Yeah, nothing. No panic whatsoever. Just like sitting there munching on his bread.
I mean, I guess this is going to solidify how bad sin and temptation can be.
I guess. But it's funny that he's just like sitting there absolutely freezing and like soaked to the bone. And that's what's making him start to regret betraying everyone he knows and loves. I'm like, that didn't happen, earlier. It was like that moment. Okay.
And then he's like, oh, everything I said to myself to rationalize the situation was definitely false.
Yep.
The wheels are turning in there.
Just really slowly.
Really slowly. We
Very
just gotta oil up those gears and get going.
Yep.
He is a child,
so,
but
I guess.
No excuse.
Now the White Queen knows that Father Christmas is in town because of a group eating together, quote, in gluttony, in her opinion.
This is the cutest little picnic.
Travel. There's like a whole bunch of people just sitting together. Like, I'm imagining like a tea party table, kind of, and all these like little forest woodland creatures are just sitting together and being really cute.
They're like sharing little cakes and things or something. It is so... And then the squirrels are using forks.
Yeah.
So
really
cute.
Cute.
So cute. So then she's like, oh, Santa was here.
Yeah. So she's like, where did you guys get this food? And they're like, Santa. And then she's like,
Christmas.
What? Yeah. She's like, what the fuck? And then she turns them all to stone for saying Santa.
God, this breaks my heart. That is a choice, a strong choice.
But I hope Aslan like comes and finds these like woodland creatures later, because otherwise they like are the only people stuck as stone unless her magic disappears with her. I don't know.
Well, we know that they... Spoiler, that they get changed back. But yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, I hope they like somehow locate these people, this group, because they're way out here. They're not on the battlefield. They're just... He was like... They said something about him being... The squirrel being frozen mid-fork to mouth.
Yeah.
Like, he's still chowing down.
Like, when they unfreeze, frozen. Do you think they get to, like, finish their meal, or...
God, I hope so.
Yeah. Do they have to recruit Santa to find everybody?
Santa's only in it for that little bit, and then there's just, like, no other explanation. He's like, peace.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's very random.
I don't know. I'm sure, like, there's animals all over the place that go everywhere. Like, I'm like I said, I'm in the next book, and they have squirrels run messages and stuff. So it's probably, like...
Cute.
Because they're fast and crazy.
Yeah. So, it gets to a point where the snow has faded away. It's super warm. Her sled is getting stuck in, like, gravel and dirt. They cannot make it any further.
And it says, for the first time in this story, Edmund felt sorry for someone besides himself.
Oh yeah.
We just got there. Just now. We're on my copy, page 62 of like 100 something. But I have a weird
Yeah.
version without pictures. So we're, figure about 60% of the way through.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And now he feels like not great that other people are having terrible lives.
Yep. And then this sled is whacking all over the place. So in your copy, does it say sled? Or does it say sledge?
It's a sledge.
I did not know that that was a thing.
I
Did
didn't
you?
think that was a thing either. No, I had no
What was the
idea. I
origin of
just kind of
this?
like rewrote it in my brain.
I didn't like it, so I just changed it. Let's
Yeah, I was
see.
like, is it like a mix of a sled and carriage?
Yeah, I gotta know, because yeah, so a sledge is a heavier sled used for moving freight or massive objects. Okay, good to know.
Is the queen a massive object? Boom. Anyways.
But well, I don't. Yeah, good point. What? Um. Yeah, I felt a little silly for that. I was also thinking the same thing. I'm like, they just mean sled. Like, I didn't look it up. But I was like,
I thought
weird.
about looking it up, and I was like, whatever.
I
Never
thought it
mind.
might just be like a like American versus British situation, but no.
Yeah. Fair.
I guess we just, like all things with the English language, we just decide to get lazy and just always say sleigh or sled.
Fair. Probably.
Interchange everything, even though that's not the point of different words. But it makes it easier for us.
So, truly. So she calls the dwarf her slave and says that she doesn't need his counsel. And I was like, oh my god. And then tells him to tie up Edmund and
Yeah.
like hold him by the end of the rope.
Yeah, and then he whips him.
Which is wild. Yep. Yeah, he whips a kid. And then they're like running around trying to make it there on foot to this stone table.
Which is a very funny visual, by the way.
Yeah. What an interesting walking party, truly.
Mm-hmm.
So, then there starts being like a bunch of flowers and birds chirping, and everything's getting warm. Edmund's like, glad I didn't have a coat. This is great. Because then he would have been tied up with his coat, so he couldn't take that off either.
Oh, right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
His mistake has paid off.
Yep. So then, the witch says that if either of them mentions Aslan again, they're going to be instantly killed. So, there's that.
Yeah. I think we're a little threatened, maybe.
Yeah, just a wee bit.
Just a little bit.
But that is the end of where we're going to get to today. Allison, anything you want to shout out?
Nothing to shout out. I'm liking this book. This book is so much better than I thought it was going to be. I don't know why I had low expectations, but it's just so cute, and I'm excited to talk more about it.
Me too. So, listeners, we will catch you next week with the rest of the story. Bye!
Bye!